So I know that the title of this video seems very, very toxic and, of course, clickbaity. But before I fully begin this video, I'd like to clear up, I don't mean any toxicity from this video. I don't mean to spread any toxicity, I don't mean to be toxic. It's just things I feel like K-Lab should do to make the game better, rather than saying that the game is trash, because the game is quite good. I enjoy it, I play it every day, all that. So yeah, of course I'll be talking about some negatives, but to keep it from being completely negative, I will talk about some positive things that K-Lab do, and of course at the same time I will also talk about some things that I don't understand. So if you do know about things that I talk about that I don't understand, do let me know how they work and stuff, in the comments down below. So yeah, let's get into it, So the first thing I would like to talk about is that K-Lab should listen to the players and the content creators. But that, I mean, they should listen to what the players are saying, that stuff they should fix, the glitches, the bugs, all that stuff, which leads me to the second point, that they should fix the issues that have been in the game for a while, or have been causing issues for the players, such as there was this issue where you couldn't sometimes use the 5 times tickets thing while doing quests, which made grinding a little bit harder and stuff. So, and the players were speaking about it quite a bit from what I saw. There's still, of course, a lot of things that I don't understand about the game, so I can't really speak. For example, the whole thing about some certain characters being a PvP character or a PvE character, people being like, oh, why is this character a PvP character, for example. I saw that people don't understand why Askin, I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm going to say Askin, and why Askin Naklewa was a PvP character rather than a different sort of character. I don't understand why that is, how that is, any of that, so if you do know, let me know, as I said. But yeah, as I said, they should listen to the content creators. Content creators pick up some good points, as well as the players, on how to improve and make certain parts of the game better. Of course, K-Lab are the ones who know what to do and how to do stuff best for their game at the end of the day, because they're the ones who are creating the game. Of course, there are always small bugs and glitches in every game, because no game is perfect. With every new thing being added, there is a chance that some old things will have issues or small glitches and stuff like that. Every game has it, With every new update, something new being added can mess with the whole coding of something that was added in prior updates, whatever. That's how coding works, at least I think it does. Just complication with 2 different things, pretty much. But the whole point of listening to the content creators and stuff is the content creators pick up some good points. As I said, they say they can promote the game and a lot more, so they have a big influence on the whole video game industry. If, say, a big content creator says a game is trash, that can actually ruin the reputation of the game. So listening to content creators that way can help, because then more people will like the game, knowing that the developers listen to the players and stuff, which kind of helps the the communication is needed between the players and the developers, pretty much. Of course, saying that there are, of course, positives in the game, not all things are negative. For example, Bleach Brave Souls, apparently, so before us to get to this point, I want to say, from what I've heard, some games have this whole system about getting new players, say gacha games type things. I don't know if that is the right term, but correct me if I'm wrong. Some games have this thing where in certain servers you can get better pulls from summons or character draws or whatever they're called, depending on every game. It's different for most games. So depending on which server you're in, you have a higher chance or lower chance of getting better characters. K-Lab don't do that. in Bleach Brave Souls, it doesn't matter what server you're in, the chances of pulling a character are always the same for every single game or server and all that, for every single player, pretty much. It doesn't change anything. They do also compensate the players for the issues they have with the bugs and glitches and stuff, and for every update they can give you orbs and stuff, although most of the times the compensations are minor, like 5-10 orbs, something like that, but it's better than nothing at the end of the day. You have to remember that. Now, something I've seen a lot, although I don't understand how this whole thing was, I've heard that the game has a lot of modders or hackers, so I personally, I don't understand how this game can be modded or hacked. I assume it's something to do with getting extra orbs or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. But something that KLab should do is pretty much banning the hackers or modders. Now, of course, it'll be simple. Everyone has been saying they should do that. But in my opinion, the right way of doing this would be to say, starting with warnings. So, say a player hacks or mods the game, you give them a warning first. If they don't listen to the warning, then you ban them temporarily for, say, a week. If they're still, after being banned, they still hack, ban them for half a month. Still do it a month, and if they still continue hacking, ban them permanently. I feel that's the best way of going about it. Give them warnings, temporary bans, and if they still don't listen, then ban them permanently. That way, people won't ban much. I feel that's the best way of going around hackers. Just banning them straight up, being like, "Oh, you're hacking, perm ban." I feel like give them a chance to redeem themselves, and if they still continue doing what they were doing, then definitely permanently ban them. KLab out this whole thing of not making the game pay to win. Of course, you have to, some characters where you can get spirit orbs. Not that hard, you can. There are many ways of getting spirit orbs. Of course, if you play the story completely and you've done all that, it gets a little bit harder. But at the end of the day, there are so many ways to get spirit orbs. They've not made the game pay to win, so that's definitely a plus. Of course, if you pay and buy spirit orbs or buy stuff, then that's definitely going to make the game a little bit easier. But it's not going to mean that a player who hasn't paid doesn't have a chance at all. If you don't pay, it's definitely going to take a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, you're not. All you're going to lose is maybe time. You're not losing anything else of a big extent or anything like that. So that's definitely a positive, in my opinion. Plus, the character designs in the game are quite good. Of course, not all of them are amazing, but at the end of the day, they're all, in my opinion, quite great. Some look a little bit weird, but for the most part, I'd say 95 to maybe 99% even. 99% or most of the character designs, artwork, all that looks sick. With the visual animations, the openings for Bleach Brave Souls, the first opening, second opening, all that quite sick. The original character designs, again, very sick. In my opinion, something that KLab should do is that they should try and make the game a little bit less grindy, if that is the right word, if that is even a word. Because the game right now is mostly about grinding your way through. Something that was quite enjoyable was the new arena mode. It made the game less grindy. You don't have to grind as much. You can have fun. There are a few ups and downs with the arena mode, a few things that need to be fixed. But the arena mode is so much more fun than brave battles or just playing the story, to the point where, because the story mode, I just end up autoing and leaving it be while I watch YouTube videos or watch some other anime or read a manga or something like that. But arena mode, I'm actually playing myself and enjoying it. And most people will be like, "Oh, that's because it doesn't have an auto mode." That's not the point. Even if it did have an auto mode, it's still very much enjoyable. It's actually quite nice. Playing it yourself, it is fun. Unlike the other things where brave battles, you don't even have to do anything, you just watch. And the rest of the modes, you can just set it to auto and just do it, let the game do its own thing. Of course, it's not as great as you can still, you can't strategize that well, but still, for the most part, the game does it for itself. You don't have to do anything. So yeah, I'd say making the game less grindy, where you have to not grind. Maybe add modes where it's just you have to play with, but it's not much about grinding. You know, there are many things that can be done. So can get on that. You know, it's gonna be great. To end it all off, I'd like to give a positive on a few things more, and some things I don't understand as well, because I like to use this video as a thing of please teach me the things I don't know about. Something I'd really like about the game is the story mode, of course, because someone like me, there are probably other people who can relate. I can't buy a manga or a light novel or whatever, so I have to read it online. And the Bleach manga is easily available, but they've got stuff like Can't Fear Your Own World storylines, and this Spirits of Forever With You storyline is now in the game as well, which is quite good for people like me, because I can't buy light novels, and reading on the internet, it's quite hard to find them, and if you do find them, most of the time they're fan translated, so there's a high chance that they're wrong. With Bleach Brave Souls adding these storylines, we get a somewhat like official translations and all that in the game, and we don't have to worry that much about there being issues with translations and all that. Plus you get character designs and all that, where you get to go along with the story as if you're watching it and all that, and it's quite nice to me. So that's definitely a big positive for me and probably other people who are like me who can't buy the actual light novels. So yeah, that's definitely a big positive. As I said at the start of this video is not meant to spread hate. I actually love the game. I love how K-Lab are making the game better and better, but I feel like they need to listen to the player that I mentioned and the content creators. And another thing they need to do is maybe sponsor some other streamers. I heard, who was it? I think it was a YouTuber who goes by the name of I don't know. I think he talked about that they should sponsor more YouTubers. Recently, if you don't know, they did a HoloLive collaboration where they sponsored a few HoloLive VTubers, and I think I agree with the fact that they should sponsor more creators other than HoloLive VTubers and stuff like that, more content creators and stuff like that, because that could push the game forward. We end up getting more players, in the end they get more sales, and in the end everyone gets something new. We get more summons, we got 50 mil download summons, we got 60 mil download summons. We could get more stuff like that, which will be great. But yeah, they should definitely do more stuff like that, introducing new people to this whole thing. And of course, the bigger guess, there are gonna be people who are gonna be toxic and stuff, but the bigger the community, the better. At the end, they're gonna get something out of it as well. So it's not us that are just winning. Now, of course, as I mentioned, I would like to talk about some things that I don't understand. For example, as I mentioned, some characters being PvP, PvE, all that stuff. I don't understand that stuff, so, I don't understand the reason of Senkaimon quests, I don't understand why there are so many different, like Key of Diligence, and I don't know any other name, Tower of Fighting, and stuff like that. What's the difference and all that? I don't understand that. What's the point of epic raids and familiars? I don't understand that as well either, These are things that I feel like there should be more. They should put more into the game and explain how it affects the gameplay and all that. Of course, something that they shouldn't do. that some players should be able to figure out, but I'm an idiot, so I don't. What characters are good and which ones aren't, because I was looking at characters and I'm like, is this character good? Even if I'm looking at the maxed out stats, I'm like, this character doesn't seem that good. This character, okay, so this character seems like it's almost on par with this character that's apparently good, but this character isn't that good. Why is that? Like, I can't seem to understand those kind of things. Something that I learned recently was that a character can be augmented with the same type of character. For example, say 10-year time skip Ichigo. You've fully maxed him out, but one thing you haven't done is 5 out of 5 them, and you've got 5 other Ichigos, 4 other Ichigos. You can augment that 10-year time skip Ichigo with other 10-year time skip Ichigo, even if you've maxed them out. So you can augment the same character with its own same unit, even after maxing the augmentation and all that, which is something that I only learned recently through the Bleach Brave Soul subreddit, which is very helpful, so thank you if anyone from that subreddit is watching. But yeah, as I mentioned at the start of this video, it's not meant to be for hate. I'm not trying to be toxic. There's just some ways that I think that K-Lab could improve the game. There are still probably many other things I could talk about. If you want me to, I'll make a part 2. Let me know if there's something you want me to talk about in part 2 if I do that. And maybe teach me the game a little bit as well. I still don't understand the game. And yeah, you know, subscribe to the video, subscribe to my channel, like the video. That's what I meant to say. Let me know what you think about this, and hopefully K-Lab do listen. There's a high chance K-Lab don't see this. They're a big company making peas, like they're making tons of peas. So yeah, high chance they won't, but if they do, please listen to this. At least listen to the players and the content creators. If you don't listen to anything else, listen to them. They definitely know a thing or two in how the game can be improved. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you all have enjoyed. Hope you all have a puffed up day. And I'll see you all in the new world. Peace.